We're looking at S&P 500 2000 tick chart, and I'm going to be sharing with you my live trading session today. And the day started with it looking like a trading range like structure, and it's the first thing I like to do. I like to analyze the structure so I know where the lows are, I know where the highs are, so I kind of get to feel what the market may be doing. But this is clearly a trading range. We are swinging up and down through the EMA, move down, move up, move down, move up. And when it's a trading range, what I have to do is I have to draw the shortened trend lines. I had to draw the shortened trend lines because I want to see when there is a break and a new extreme. Okay, and you guys can see that I have the shortened trend lines already in play. And just I was about to record, there was actually a nice setup right here on this bar because price created a new extreme and price pushed below EMA, which is a good indication the market is starting to sell. And we had a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. But this bar is way too big and I wouldn't have gotten filled anyway because there is a gap and we didn't get trigger higher. So market moves in twos. That's a high probability setup, second entry with the trend, and failed second entry against the trend. Overall structure looking like a trading range, and as you guys can see, we have an uptrend, we have a break, new extreme, we have a downtrend, we have a break and a new extreme, and we are trading higher. So that's the structure. All right guys, the market is going to open in around 1 minute, and I'm going to place my limit order and put it at the very close of this bar right here, because what we now have is we have a double top right here, which resets the count. We have a push below EMA, but we have a first entry long pullback, a second entry long, and we close at the EMA. And even though we have a break and a new high, the overall market context is telling me we're going to the other side of the trading range because we're coming off the lows. And in trading range, you come from the lows to the highs, from the highs to the lows, from the lows to the highs. This is a healthy trading range. We are in the middle of trading range, so this is a little bit aggressive for new people, for newer traders, but I like to take a chance here, and we got filled, so I'm going to quickly move it 1 tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go for 8 ticks, move my runner somewhere around here, and we're already halfway in. The market has just opened, so there can be a potential trap, but I really like this as it formed, and we're already bought, and we got filled. So this was a quick trade right here, and the market, where do I put my sell limit order? I'm really expecting some sort of correction all the way up to here. All the way at the resistance. So this is the two-legged move, so I'm going to keep it right there for now. So hopefully you guys understand what this trade was. So I'm going to mark it. This trade was a first entry long pullback, second entry long with the trend is a high probability setup, and we already have a break and what it looks like a new high, micro double top right here. But the fact that we created a second entry long is very similar to pattern that I already saw once last weekend. So I really like to taking this trade, and you can see market is right now starting to pick up some steam, so hopefully we can catch a good runner. So I'm not going to make it too long, so the video is not too long, so I'm going to pause it and let you guys see how the runner is developing. So that was quick. Our runner just got hit. We managed to create the additional leg to finally to a new extreme, and this is what I was mostly looking for, because I quite didn't trust this as a new extreme because it's such a strong move up above the EMA. Look how strongly we pushed above the EMA. Take a look what happened right here. You have a new low, you have a first entry short, move higher, second entry short, failure. But I don't want to take this reversal pattern because I'm not touching the EMA and we already move quite high up. Okay, I keep telling you that the best reversal pattern is the one that is touching the EMA, okay, and you haven't moved too far. So I skipped this trade, and here we have a first entry long, second entry long, and you guys already saw it. I just got filled and instantly worked out. But right now we're working higher, we're working lower. And why we're working lower? Because we already have a new extreme. What is telling here, and this is important, we didn't make it to all the way high up to this resistance. So this is a little bit confusing because in a healthy trading range, you're gonna go and make it to the other extreme. And since we are not doing that, this means there's a lot of sellers in the market. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this information into consideration. I'm going to lean more towards sell. And definitely now, take a look how sharply we are selling off. So our trend played out, and we're not making the new high. So if anything, I'm looking for shorts here. And the time is current time 15:33. So market has just opened 3 minutes ago, and we are pushing lower. So I'm going to pause and let you guys see another setup. Potentially buy at this support. This is what I would be expecting right now, some sort of buy around this area, but we need to get a good setup right here. This setup was great because market broke the trend line, make it new extreme. After price will make a new extreme, the downtrend played out, and this is where you want to go long. I wasn't just paying attention. The market just created 2 legs to a new extreme, and I'm already playing with the idea that I'm going to be looking for a potential buy signal. But this signal bar is horrible, and I don't want to go long about this signal bar. So just something to let you guys know that when I see a break in new low, I'm expecting for price to snap back into this breakout area. And look how far away we're starting to get from EMA. So this may be a good opportunity to buy the failed breakout lower, because a lot of times, and we may even get it very soon. So hold on, I'm going to prepare the limit order. I'm probably going to take a chance here. It doesn't feel quite right. I still feel we may get a few pushes lower here before I pull the trigger. And I mentioned that when you're, yeah, I'm still going to wait here because the signal bar, man, this is really tempting. But I still want to wait a little bit, because when you're fading these breakouts, you can be a little bit greedier. That's what I mentioned in my last video, like my live trading video, that you normally don't want to be greedy at all. You want to just take the second entry at the key entry point. But when you're fading the breakouts, and if it doesn't feels right, you can be a little bit greedier and wait for price to go a little bit further back away from EMA. Just make a few pushes down just to be sure. Of course, you will miss much more setups like these, but it is much safer. But we didn't trigger above here, and not even above this bar right here. So right now we still don't have a trigger yet to buy. So I'm going to cancel the motor, pause the video, and let you guys see if we can get some long signal here soon. 5-minute chart is looking fairly bearish, but we're getting starting to get away from EMA. In these situations, we didn't reach the high of the trading range. So this is what I call the bearish imbalance. But it happened at the very high of the trading range and above the EMA. So this is a little bit different here. If it happens below EMA and in the lower third, that I'm most likely not going to be thinking long. But this, we managed to push above the EMA fairly, and I'm going to go long here. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. So I'm going to move. So we got filled. All right, we got filled. And you guys can see my automatic strategy. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. And I'm gonna move my stop loss 1 tick below signal bar, and they're trying to scare us here, but we're working on our way. Come on. The room to EMA is still not too big, but you have to take a chance here. You guys know me, I like taking a chance here. It can fail, yes, because this was a fairly steep move. I still think I may be a little bit early here, but I still like to take a chance here. Trading is about taking a chance, and I like these failed breakouts. This is a big bullish signal bar. You're quite away from EMA. Not as far as I would hope, because guys, the volatility is not that big. Okay, so you guys can see big bearish bar. So, and I got stopped out here. So we got trapped here. Let me mark this trade. That happens. And yeah, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to try to re-enter right here. Because what I can see is that we just take a few ticks. I'm going to chase it just a little bit, because this big bullish bar is a big indication to me that people are starting to buy here. I'm going to re-enter here. Hopefully, I'm not going to have a loser back to back, because this is fairly aggressive. But we traded lower, and at the very end of the bar, we managed to trade higher. There's just one single tick of a bearish body, and the follow-up bar was this big bullish bar. And a lot of times, they like to fake you out just for whatever reason. And I still think that we can. I still think I'm on the right side of the market, because we are so far away on a 5-minute chart here. And as you guys can see, we are already pushing higher. We're pushing higher. Come on. Let me make the losing trade back. And once again, this is a little bit not how you want to trade if you don't have enough experience with trading. Let me mark this trade, because I took this trade right here. We'll see what happens, but a lot of times they like to just trap you, just few ticks low. And this is how a lot of times beginner traders struggles. But I was feeling that something is a little bit off here. I can't really, and we're already bouncing off my limit order. Come on. And we got filled. Perfect. So I'm going to tighten my stop loss. And what you guys can see now is that I'm holding a runner. And because I do it just in case something unexpected happens, because a lot of times when you fade these breakouts, you can catch a high of the day. Just like, take a look right here. If you faded this breakout, you catch a gigantic move, and if you can catch a low of the day. And this is how you have to trade these trading ranges. You just have to sell the highs, buy the lows. You guys can see you have a break. Excuse me. new low, you have a break of a trend line, 2 legs to a new extreme. So you have to fade these breakouts. I took a chance here. I got stopped out. I re-enter. I wasn't feeling re-entering about this bar because it had a bearish body. If this was a bullish body, no brainer re-entering. But this big bullish bar really gave me confidence. There's a lot of people are jumping in the market, and most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. Okay, I just took a chance here, and that's okay, guys. My money management is 1-to-1, and this is why I go for 8 ticks, because it only makes sense. Okay, so we have a 2 winning trades, 1 losing trade. And trading is about, I already took 3 trades, by the way. We've been trading, it is 15:45, the market opened 15 minutes ago, and we are already 3 trades in. There were a lot of opportunities here. And look how we're pushing hard, we're at 350. So how are we gonna manage the runner? Normally, I keep it at the key entry point like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to draw my short-term trend line right now. I'm going to pay attention if there isn't a potential wider channel. We also have this channel right here. But yeah, we have a break, new low. They just trapped everybody in, and you have to. Trading is about being mentally strong, because a lot of traders would not have re-entered here, and I wouldn't blame you if you're a novice trader. But if you're an advanced trader and you understand the context, because you're going to push higher no matter what, okay? Because this is just looking like a trading range, a small one, so the trends are not big. Even though it looks like this is a big trend, this is not a big trend, guys. This is, you know, barely 12-point moves. You know, the volatility is just not too big, so it seems like a big moves, but it's really not that big of a move. So I have to follow my mental rules. I have to follow the strategy, and I know the market context, and I know they like to shake you out just a few times, and I like taking a chance on these failed breakouts, because take a look, if I decide to close this right now, I already have $400 plus. So I broke even here, and I can be $400 plus already. And we're pushing higher, and we're getting far away from EMA here now, so we may actually pull back soon. But I'm going to hold this runner in hopes of catching some bigger move all the way up to here. But this is simple price action. You fade the breakout just like here, just like here. You follow the short-term trend lines. You have a break, new low, and you have a break, new high. And right now, we're working hard in uptrend. All right, guys, so I'm resuming the video just a few seconds after I've paused it, and you guys can see we're already pushing here. I mean, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trace the stop loss. We're already above $600, and we're getting so far away from EMA, and I want to take, I'm deciding to play it like this. We're really going, man. Take a look. Am I be? No, we're definitely going to pull back. We're definitely going to pull back. So take a look how far away we are from EMA. And we got filled here. So this was around $650, $700 runner, gigantic runner. But when you're getting this far away from EMA, take a look. EMA acts as a magnet, and it keeps pulling prices closer to it every single time, just like on a 5-minute chart. This is why I like fading the breakout, because on a 5-minute chart, we were getting below the EMA and really far away from EMA. Okay, so this is why I took the runner out right here. If it's a trend, and you guys can see, I made a video about my biggest trade. When I'm holding a trade runner in a trend, uptrend or downtrend, I'm going to hold the runner, and I'm not going to tighten this like this. But this is a trading range. We already moved quite high. We're way away from EMA, and it's not just worth it to me to pull back to EMA, chop around here, and hold the runner for 2 hours, and then get eventually maybe stopped out. So you guys can see I could have eventually milked it a little bit more, but I still think, you know, don't want to be greedy. $700 or $650 $100 runner. That's fine with me. And you guys can see we're really far away from EMA, and we're not pulling back. So you guys can see anything can happen in trading, but we're gonna pull back soon. Don't worry about this. But just as this is how they're gonna treat me, man. This is how they're gonna treat me. I'm going to exit the runner, and they're gonna take the market higher. And look at the 5-minute chart, Jesus. Hold on, let me show you the 5-minute chart here. Okay, guys, this is the 5-minute chart, and take a look. We are clearly in a trading range. You fade the highs, you fade the lows, you have a clear break, new low. We bounce off here. We created additional new low and a big bullish bar far away from EMA. You definitely want to go long on a 5-minute chart. This is why I was trying to go long here, and look what happened. This is very unusual, such a big bar. I wonder if some news happened. If anything, I don't think there were. although it is Wednesday, shouldn't, oh, whatever. I'm not really sure about the news. I will check it. But right now, this is why I keep telling you, when you're fading these breakouts, you have to hold the runner, because you can catch a high of the day or low for the day. And I keep talking about this all the time, but it is really, really important to mention this, because a lot of traders leave money on the table and it's not good. You have to really, if you get a chance to take a runner, you have to milk it. And I got stopped out somewhere around here, but I think I did good, because we're going to pull back soon and we are in a strong uptrend for now. All right, guys, and it looks like we may have another setup. Hopefully I'm not too, let me sneak in. Can I sneak in? All right, so I have entered a two-legged pullback in uptrend. Let me tighten this to 8 ticks, put my runner somewhere around here. And what I'm looking at is, you guys can see we created this new extreme, and we have a first entry long, big leg down, second entry long right here. And I was preparing my limit order to go long about this bar right here, but we didn't get triggered above this bar. We pushed lower, and I was thinking that we may not even get, and we're pushing off my limit order, and we're bouncing off my limit order. As you guys can see, you have to tick through the limit order a lot. We are reversing. This is not what you want to see, but this is a second entry long. It is a two-legged pullback, and once we pushed lower and instantly reversed higher. So think about this. Well, we managed to get scalped quickly, so I'm gonna move around. The market is moving fairly quickly, guys. It is 15:55. It is just it is just 30 minutes since the market opened, and I've already made 4 trades. But market is giving you a lot of opportunities, high probability. So guys, once again, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit focusing on trading. First entry long, the second entry long didn't trigger above the bullish bar, so the second entry long hasn't triggered yet. We traded up lower below EMA, and I was expecting no setup to occur, but at the very end of the bar reversed. A lot of people starting to buy. Take a look at this, Tim. This signifies that a lot of people are starting to buy, and we closed above the EMA. Even though there are 2 ticks into this body that are bearish, the 12 ticks to this bar, or 8 to 10, something like that, are bullish. Okay, we closed above the EMA, and take a look how strong this move was up. Take a look at this, guys. Gigantically strong move up, indicating a lot of bullish pressure. Okay, this is the first break of this trend line, and just like we went over the trend line rule at the beginning, like here, right here, just break, new low. This is the first break, and I'm waiting for a new extreme. What was a little bit scary here was we already broke this resistance. So you're already starting to play with the idea that we may potentially just once again fade the breakout, but we don't fade the breakout here. Why? Because the uptrend hasn't played out yet. We don't have a break and a new high yet, okay? We don't have a break and a new high yet, so we don't fade the breakout. Look, I faded the breakout here because the downtrend played out. You have to fade the breakout here because the uptrend is over. And once again, I'm going to give you guys one more tip. When you're in the tight trading ranges, you don't want to look for wider channels. I usually tell this to traders that I work with, but you don't want to look for channels something like this, let's say. That's really, even though it looks good in trading ranges, it really doesn't come into play too often. You want to just focus on the short-term ones. They will lead you where you want to go. Just play the short-term ones, and if the trading range is much bigger, we're about to get stopped out, then you can apply the wider patterns. All right, we're one tick away from getting stopped out here. One tick away. And we got stopped out here. Now this resistance is starting to look like it's going to hold prices. I don't like selling this yet because we don't even have a double top here. We're just close, but not even a double top. So I probably wouldn't even short this trade. But we're coming off the highs, so you have to respect the highs. You have to play this as a trading range. And I'm already 1 losing trade and 3 winning trades already in such a short period of time. So I may wrap it up. I will hang around if I see another setup. But normally I like to take 2-3 trades a day. But these trades are happening really right one after another. And you just have to take the opportunity here. You cannot pick and choose. All right, traders. So I had to step away for a while. And the market has moved quite a bit. And you guys can see, believe it or not, we actually had another failed breakout. Perfect price action. We have a break and a new extreme of this uptrend. And there was actually another setup if you guys start counting from this low, because right now we made a correction to key entry point. So we're counting from here. This is the new low. We have a first entry short, second entry short, failure, Second entry short in an uptrend is most likely going to be trapped. So, but you don't want to go long here either, because once again, you're too close to this resistance. So you just want to sit on your hands, and you have a beautiful failed breakout right here. You're a bit away from the EMA. Uptrend played out, and you guys can see this is exactly what the market does. I keep telling you guys it over and over again. Of course, I got burned here, but overall, if you keep fading these breakouts, you will be so much profitable than if you're playing it way too safe, because the runners on these failed breakouts can be gigantic. Okay, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I took 4 trades. Like I said, I had to step away for a bit, and the market right now is going fairly sideways in the middle of trading range. So it's starting to get a little bit confusing, and I don't want to partake in this anymore since I've already made the money for the day. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and I see you next time.